Hello, today is a privilege for me to come back again with another episode of Single Woman and Ministry. Yes, Single Woman and Ministry. Today we're going to talk about one of the giant. Yes, she had such a beautiful legacy. Her name is Kathryn Kuhlman. Yes, Kathryn Kuhlman. Kathryn Kuhlman was an evangelist. Let's see what they said about Kathryn Kuhlman. Yes, we know that Kathryn Kuhlman, she was born in 1907 and then she died in February 20, 1976. Yes, her ministry was very powerful. Her ministry was very powerful. She was an evangelist. In her early life, she was very powerful. But Kathryn Kuhlman was married and divorced. But at the same time, she doesn't take no for an answer, and she continued her ministry. Yes, she was an evangelist. She was preaching the gospel all over the world. And also, she had an anointing on healing. She had an anointing on healing. Not only healing the woman, but she had an anointing on healing everyone. God bless her. God used her. People came from all over the world. Wherever she had a tent meeting, people come with crutches. People come with wheelchair. Her ministry was very powerful. Let me tell you, she didn't take no for an answer, like I told you. She continued her ministry even though people were talking about her, even though people were talking about her divorce, even though people were talking about her marriage. God still used her. And she didn't stop. You know why she didn't stop? Because she knows that God was the one who called her. So many people's lives was saved by Kathryn Kuhlman. We're talking about women, single women in ministry. My question to you is, what's stopping you? Is it what people are saying? If Kathryn Kuhlman was listening to people, listening to what people were saying, she wouldn't follow God. She wouldn't do what the Lord told her to do. And now her name is in history. Not because she was just a normal people, it's just because of the healing ministry, because of the anointing she had. So we all are talking about Kathryn Kuhlman. Any places that you go to school, for ministry, pastoral ministry, they always talk about Kathryn Kuhlman. She was one of the powerful women that God used. Listen, God can use you too. I don't want you to get intimidated. Let's see the story about Kathryn Kuhlman. Let me explain to you the story. So they talk about her early life. They talk about that Kathryn Kuhlman traveled according to according to Wikipedia. Yes, according to Wikipedia. They told you Kathryn Kuhlman traveled extensively around the United States. She traveled extensively around the United States and abroad. Not only around the United States and abroad. Holding healing meeting. Kathryn Kuhlman. Let me spell her last name for you so you know. I read about Kathryn Kuhlman. I had an essay about Kathryn Kuhlman when I was in school at Nyack College. Let me spell the last name for you. It's Kathy. Kuhlman is Kuhlman. Go check her out. Yes, go check her out. She was a single woman. She was married and she divorced, but she didn't stop her ministry. She continued doing what the Lord told her to do. The story told us she was, around the United States holding healing meeting. since 1940 to 1970. She was considered to be the one of the most well-known faith healer in the world. Let's say it again. She was considered to be the one of the most well-known faith healers in the world. Well-known healer. God used her in such a beautiful way. She was doing meeting and healing people. She was an evangelist. She was out there. Kathryn Kuhlman did not take no for an answer. Today, especially, this episode is about encouraging you, women of God. If you really know that God called you, don't let anybody, when I say anybody, don't let anybody tell you what you can do for God and what you cannot do for God. They said also she had a TV program. Kathryn Kuhlman had a weekly TV program in the 1960s and 1970 called I Believe in Miracle. The TV program was I Believe in Miracle. Listen to this. God called her in her younger age. She was doing healing miracles, and also she developed to have a TV, and then she called it I Believe in Miracle. What is the title of your ministry? What is the title of your ministry? What is stopping you? What is stopping you? We are not talking about the Bible, because I know people might say, well, you know what, Deborah, God used Deborah because in that time God was unhappy with the Israelites, but God still used Deborah. They can say God used Anna, God did this, God did that. They're always trying to find something. But now we're going to talk about the woman that's not in the Bible and that God continue using. So Kathryn Kuhlman has a television program called I Believe in Miracle. And they said by 1970 she had moved to Los Angeles conducting. By 1970 she had moved to Los Angeles conducting healing service for thousands of people. Conducting healing service for thousands of people. What is stopping you, woman of God? Single and ministry. What is stopping you? Don't let shame take over you. Know who called you. Because you know what? If God anointed you to preach the gospel, to heal the sick, let me tell you, to talk to the widows, to help, to do ministry work. If God called you to do it, it's you He called. Jesus come to give life abundantly to anybody, everybody who accepted Him. So the story of Kathryn Kuhlman is very beautiful. Until 1960, 1970, she was still doing miracle. They say she was friendly with Christian television evangelist Pat Robinson. I don't know if you heard about Pat Robinson. In my days, way back, like I think 12 to 10 years ago, I used to watch television. I used to watch Pat Robinson. She was friendly with Pat Robinson. So they were both doing television. And her title was I Believe in Miracle. If there is a Christian single that God called you to use you to touch people, to heal the sick, listen, you go ahead and heal the sick. Don't remember your past. Your past is already your past. Your futures belong to God. God can use your present time and your future for anything else. Listen, Kathryn Kuhlman left a great legacy for the woman in ministry. Many people came, you know. She's a founder of I Believe in Ministry. God used her for healing service. Yes. Her foundation was established in 1954 and its Canadian branch in 1970. She has the foundation in America, and then she had a branch in 1970 in Canada. Be out there, do mighty for Christ, do great thing for the Lord, be humble. Kathryn Kuhlman was a humble person. No matter what the people were saying about her, no matter what the news that she heard, she continued doing what God told her to do. Listen, single women who are in ministry, keep your head straight. Do what God told you to do. Do what God tell you to do. I encourage you to continue your ministry with boldness. May God bless you. I love you all, and I see you next week for another episode. God bless.